we're going to continue with this explanation of how to use ANSYS. Go on, Isaac.
Okay, doctor. Okay, right now I'm going to open the Workbench 2021 R2.
Just a second, Isaac. Is there anybody who has not yet installed ANSYS in their computer, in her computer? Anybody? Raise your hand, please. Go on. So everybody's following you. Go on. Oh, Zamora. What happened? I sent you a what's the problem, Nevares?
This computer is not fast enough.
If what?
This computer is not fast enough.
This computer is, I didn't get
Isn't
it.
fast enough.
Yeah, well, I can't do much about it. Mr. Zamora?
I just trying to install in this morning, but it take a lot of time, and I am waiting for the download. So
We can do one thing. I mean, we're recording this and you can try to follow the instructions later, but please try to catch up because we need you to use it because that's the only way you're going to learn, practicing. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on.
Okay, this is an interface of the ANSYS Workbench. There are many modules. This is engine value bookings, static structural, random vibrations, and many options. But in this case, we are going to use static structure. You have to drag this static structure to the white space in this form. So this is the module that in this case I use. So you can put a name. For example, this is a geometry of the bridge. Okay, so you have to complete all of these items in order to obtain the result. So engineering data is to input the mechanical property of the material. But in this case, I use the geometry to form the structure. Okay, model is to set up the mesh, apply boundary conditions, load, and obtain the result. So in this case, I will do this right click and select new design modeler geometry. Again, in the geometry, right click and select new design model geometry. So enter to this. So in this part, you have to draw the geometry. Okay. So first, click in the XY plane. In this plane, we're going to draw XY plane, and then in this icon called look at face. XY plane and then look at face. So verify the units. Units is in the meter is in meters or centimeter, millimeter, but in this case I use the in meters. Okay. So next step is click on sketching, and then you have to draw lines in this form. So click on lines and draw the bridge. So in this point, you see, if you select this point, the letter P appears because you select a point. If you select these lines, the letter C appears. That this means that you have to you select this line. Okay, so so click in this point to another point there, then go on to this from this point to this point to this line in this form. Then from this point to this line, but the letter V has to be appears because it's vertical this line. In this form. Okay. So next, select this line, and from to this line to the line of the axis. So letter B appears because this line is vertical. So click in that. Then you have to form the triangle. So draw other lines from this point to this point. Similar in the other part. Letter P from this point to this line, and then from this point to the x-axis. So letter B appears because this line is vertical, and this is the draw. Students, questions so far? Can you do it, this part?
Mr. Arcon, how is it coming? Mr. Arcon,
Yes,
can you
I-
hear me?
Yes, doctor.
You with Engineer Isaac up to now, or you are behind?
Yes.
You're okay, good.
Yes. Okay.
Miss Freire, how are we doing?
I did the structure with the engineer.
The geometry, good. It's easy. Miss Cumbe, how are we doing?
I see that the partition are not same.
It's not the same?
But I see is I can see.
Okay. Mr. Iñiguez, how are we doing? Mr. Iñiguez, can you hear me?
Yes, doctor. Good, good.
We're fine? Okay, good. Okay, go on, Engineer Isaac.
Okay. So now, so far, we do just draw the line. So now you have to assign the dimension to this sketch. Okay, so you have to click on dimensions, click on dimensions, and select horizontal dimensions or vertical dimension. In this case, I select horizontal, and the dimension is formed by 2 points. Okay, so select horizontal dimension and select this point to this point. So this is the first dimension. Okay, the second to this point from this point. So the second dimension and the third dimensions to this point, from this point to this point, and then the last ones from this point to this point. So you see the fourth dimensions in the horizontal directions. And then you have to assign the vertical dimensions from this point, the top point, upper point, to the x-axis. In this form. So next, you have to input the value. Remember the value of the horizontal dimensions. So every horizontal dimension is 2.5. In ANSYS, the decimal is using a comma, not a point. So, okay, so remember that the decimal is using a comma, not a point or a dot.
Can we change that, Isaac? No?
Maybe yes, but
Okay, fine.
okay.
Okay. So everybody has to be aware of that. Okay, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so H1 is 2.5 meters. H2, 2.5 meters. H3, 2.5 meters. H4 is 2.5 meters. And the vertical dimensions is 5 meters, right? 5 meters. So you see now the sketches with the dimensions. So the unsupported span is 10 meters and the height of this bridge is 5 meters. Students, questions so far?
Mr. Wacon, are you with us? Mr. Wacon?
No, the question, Doctor.
Mr. Ordóñez, are you with us? Mr. Ordóñez? Mr. Ordóñez, please answer back. Yes, you're not here. Ordóñez doesn't answer. The problem is that you can get behind if you are not following the instructions. Okay, so Mr. Diaz, Josué Diaz, are you with us? Mr. Diaz?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, are you with up to this point with the model?
Yes.
Okay, good. Mr. Barba. Morning, Mr. Barba, can you hear me? Mr. Barba? Mr. Barba? Oh, no answer from Mr. Barba. Okay, it looks like we are okay. Okay, let's go on, Isaac.
Okay, I will continue now.
There is a question, somebody?
Yes, good morning. Bayas.
Yeah, go on, Bayes.
Is necessary the small dimension in vertical or not?
This this line
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
is this is not necessary, because when you force applying the horizontal dimensions and the heights, so immediately this point is located in the middle of in the middle of to this line. So you cannot it's not necessary specify this dimension.
Thank you, Inge.
Okay. So I will continue.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
There is a question.
No,
No?
go on.
Okay. Okay. So click on modeling, and then you have to select these sketches. So select sketch, and then you have to go on to concept and create line from sketches. So select line from sketches, and then so click in line once and select again sketch once and apply. So you see that the color is
Light blue.
blue,
Light blue.
light blue. Okay. So, and then you have to click on generate. So now the color is blue, and this is the line body. So you see that this part appears, but this line body, you have to assign the cross section. But in this part, the cross section is not created. So you have to create the cross section. This case is I-beam. So to create that, so click on concept, cross sections, and select, in this case, I section beam. So this is I section beams. So you can input the value for each dimensions, W1, W2, W3, and T1, T2, T3. So you see the code or the dimension to this cross section. So in this case, the I section being the 8/4 inches is that. So you have to input this value. Okay. So W1 is 0.106. W2 is the same. W3 0.203. T1,
Thickness.
the thickness,
One half inch. Wow.
the
Very
0.012, and T2 is the same, and T3 also the same. So the dimension have completed. And next,
Uh,
also Okay,
Just a second,
go.
just a second, Isaac. There is a question by Mr. Zambrano. Go on, Mr. Zambrano.
Yes, I'm not following the part of the cross section. Can you repeat it, please?
Okay, and the cross section part. So let
Yes.
me delete. Okay,
Delete.
let me delete. Yes. Okay, so the line body
Up to there.
to there.
Zambrano, are you up to here?
Yeah, I'm following you right now. Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so the next step is create a cross section. So go to concept, and the last part is cross section. And then create I section bins. Okay, so click on I section bins. There. So you have to input the value for each dimension. W1 is these dimensions. W2, W3 is that. T1, where T1, T2, T3. So you can input this value. Okay, so next again enter the value 0.06, 0.06, 0.203. T1 is 0.0112, and the same. So this value is taking from the data sheet of this bin. Okay. Okay, this is the value. This is the dimensions. No, 0, 0. Yeah, there. Paul Zambrano?
Yes, I'm following you right now. Thank you.
Okay, okay, it work. So now in this line body, you have to assign this cross section that you create.
Hmm.
So in the cross sections, you have to assign. So in this case, you the letter I2, because the I1 I was delayed. So in this case appears I2. So select in the cross section I2 and there, and then finally generate. So that's all for the geometry. If you want to see the in the other view, or you want to see the profile of this bin, so you can go to view and select cross section solid. So you see now the I section bins. Okay.
Wow.
You see the I section bin. Okay.
Do you know the properties, sectional properties? They are already calculated.
Yep.
Oh, there
This
you go.
area, inertia to the x-axis, to the y-axis, polars, and etc.
You see, people, that if this element can develop axial force because area, it can support bending in the two planes because it has two inertias. And also it can support torsion because it has the polar inertia. So it's a line element, but it supports different type of loads. Thank you. Go on.
Yeah, that this is all to create this geometry. So next, so you can click on this to close, and then don't forget to save this this file. So files and save as. Create a file and folder and so you can save to this folder, and the name of this file is practice.
Practice 1.
Okay, and save.
Questions, people? Questions? Okay, we're going to go to a break, to a second break. Okay, and when we return, please, if there is any question, now it's the time. It's very easy, and I was following the explanation in the PDF. It's really clear. Okay, so it's a matter of practicing. Okay, we're going to do is this. Okay, when we return, Isaac is going to explain the second example using plate. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. And at the end, I'm going to take about 5 minutes because I want you to practice. Okay, so what we want from you is to prepare something like this, but for the frame, a ship frame that you analyze in one of the homeworks. Okay, so you have to prepare the model of that. Okay, so let's go to a break now.